New for Spring/Summer 2021, we have the release of the Knox Urbane Pro Mk2. This is the second version of the best-selling garment, probably of all time here at Urban Rider, the Knox Urbane Pro. And when we released that back in 2019, we said that this was a real game changer of an item. In essence, the idea behind it is that this is an armoured, abrasion-resistant, CE-approved underlayer that is qualified to those levels of approval to the same extent as an outer jacket, meaning that it can be used in any application you want as an armoured underlayer that goes underneath just anything you want to wear, whether that's a jumper or whether it's one of your favorite fashion jackets, or it can be used as an outerwear jacket in its own right, giving you the same protection that you get from a motorcycle jacket. So this is something that therefore can be applied to all riders, regardless of what you ride and what you want to look like, and it's something that really every motorcyclist could and probably should have in your wardrobe. And the reception from you guys was just as strong as our own opinion on it. Over the last couple of years, the black alone on our website, as you can see, has at this moment 149, I think it is, reviews, and the average review rating is 4.9 stars out of 5, which is really quite staggering. And all of those reviews, just looking at the first couple of pages, as I did just before this video, say this is the best garment I have ever purchased for riding gear. This is absolute high quality in every sense, and this is something that's clearly gone down well with you guys, judging by the success of it. So for the Mark II, essentially the big headline feature is they have approved the C certification level from A to AA, which is quite an extraordinary jump on something that was already doing very well, really, to offer us outer levels of protection as an underlayer. The overall feel of the garment has not changed substantially. It feels exactly the same in terms of thickness as the predecessor does. Sizing remains the same for people that were familiar with it. So in essence, it's great they've managed to achieve that heightened level of C certification without compromising at all on the great feel and lightweight nature of the garment itself. So this comes in a variety of different colours in the men's and the women's. We have 3 different options in both, as well as the associated Urbane Pro Utility garment, which we are not going to do a separate review on this time, but it's essentially the same item with a few pockets for those people who are more likely to want to use this as an outer jacket and need somewhere to store items in on the garment itself. But the idea behind this then is that it was something that was going to be really form-fitting. It originally, when it was the Urbane jacket before the Urbane Pro Mark I came out, it was just an armoured underlayer that was not CE approved apart from as far as the armour was concerned. So Knox simply said, well, if we make this abrasion resistant as well, we could wear this as an outer jacket and this could be really quite something. And it was. So what we have is an arrow mesh net fabric, which is a high abrasion resistant nylon. And that gives this the level of CE approval required to put it on par with motorcycle jackets. And the AA category that it has now been elevated to is something normally reserved for touring items and motorcycle leathers, things that are really obviously dedicated to protection as outer jackets on motorcycles. Whereas because this is a form-fitting underlayer, it means that you can still get away with accessorizing it with whatever you want to be wearing on the bike. And that is really quite something. So what we have is something that comes in at $229, which is actually the same price as the predecessor for the 2021 season. So it hasn't gone up in price, though it has gone up slightly from when it was first released at, I think it was £190 back in 2019. But production costs, Brexit, the world in general getting more expensive, that is quite in line with what we've seen across other brands too. The overall look of it has remained pretty similar as well. So there's only a couple of different styling tweaks, namely the location of the branding, which has moved from the left chest pocket to the left shoulder area, which is not exactly the most exciting change in the world, but fundamentally, they haven't tried to change anything because there was so much good about the predecessor. It really is all about just giving you more protection without compromising on any of the good points that were there already. So this is something that comes included at the price with Knox's world-class microlock armour, which is level 1 C approved in the shoulders and elbows. If you're familiar with something like D3O, this is a non-Newtonian material, which is basically soft and malleable under normal circumstances, and it locks together on impact. So it works really well in an urban environment where you want things to feel lightweight and ergonomic and slightly unobtrusive, but obviously do the job when you need them to. So that comes included here, and you also get level 2 version of the Knox microlock armour in the back protector as well. You can upgrade for an optional chest insert, which simply velcros in, as you'll see in a moment, on the inside of the central zipper, and that would give you a full complement of armour. You've also got neat little things like belt loops hidden on the inside of the hem of the shirt itself, and that's great for creating a nice one-piece effect with your trousers, so as not to leave any area exposed. And you've also got these thumb loops as well, just to help you get the garment on and not have the sleeve right up when you put it through an outer piece of clothing. So this is very well considered. The fit is exactly the same as the predecessor, so the large here being designated on our size guide is fitting a 41 and 42. I'm 41 and a bit, and it fits me perfectly. It is designed to be form-fitting. It should not look or feel like a normal jacket that that you would buy as an outer layer. This is an underlayer, remember, that you can accessorize with anything you want over it, but you can still use this as an outer layer in its own right. So expect it to feel a bit more fitted than you might otherwise from any other motorcycle jacket. But the mesh here really does work very, very well in cooling you down. We've got some great reviews, again, going back to the Mark I product page, which this is fundamentally the same as, from riders who are buying this from us in Africa, saying that this is great in extreme heat, but as it cools down, it surprisingly does a very good job of insulating as well. Something I had not considered to be possible from this garment, but because it's form-fitting, it sort of offers that double nature to it. So highly breathable, but also giving you a good degree of insulation if you're going to wear this in conjunction with an overlayer. And you can accessorize with anything you want, of course, when it comes to rainwear on top as well. So this is something that is going to be applicable to just about all of you out there. The Mark II improving where the Mark I was successful, but giving us just even more on offer at the same price for 2021. We want to know what you guys think. Leave your thoughts, comments and feedback in the section below, and stay tuned for more video reviews from the Knox 2021 collection and also of the rest of the world's finest riding gear. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon. Goodbye.